Hello guys, today I'm working on a 2010 Nissan Versa, and the problem was service engine light came on and I got this car into the shop, and when I scanned it, it has like 4 different codes for transmission, mostly for low pressure of transmission fluid, and this is CVT transmission, so it's quite sensitive to the fluid level. Anyhow, when I got under the vehicle, there were a few issues. First one, somebody replaced this CV axle on the passenger side, and I don't know exactly the reason, but the axle shifted 3/4 of an inch to the outside. So basically, where the seal is supposed to be in contact with this machine surface, there was a gap. So seal was roughly over here. So the fluid was just pouring out. What caused this? So if you look in here, I already put it together, so I don't want to take it apart. There is that retainer ring that holds the bearing or the axle sliding through the bearing. So whenever you replace it, make sure that you have it tight on the axle. If you take it off, there might be a chance that it's spread it out, so you want to gently hammer it so it came back together and is tight on the axle, so it's not moving. Because what happens if it comes loose, and it was loose in my case, the whole axle shifted to the outside and there was a gap not sealing properly. Also, whoever installed this axle, they did not put a shield. There should be a metal shield, like a dust shield for the seal, so the seal lasts longer. So that was missing too. In terms of the seal itself, I will show you in a second. So basically this is the seal that was installed. That's NGK, the part number BE4160E. And I just got one from Nissan. That's the part number for original part. So in my case, the seal was crooked too. So I could easily see that one side was more in and the other side was more out. So I will show you how to get it in properly and easily. So that's the right hand side seal. So right now you see it's all flush exactly all the way around with the transmission surface. And what worked perfect for that was 1 5/8 deep socket. So the seal fits tight like this lip inside the socket, and the body of the socket just go all the way around, and it's slightly bigger than the seal itself. So whenever you get to the point that it hits the surface, you won't push the seal more in, and that's what you need. And you just hammer it gently until you can hear that the socket is touching the transmission. I can try to show you. So yeah, that's how it sits, and it just fits perfectly in here. So that's one tip that you can use to make your job easier. So again, 1 5/8 deep impact socket. So there are a few videos how to take the axle out, and you probably already saw those. Just a quick overview. Steering knuckle off, the strut disconnected over here, 2 nuts, caliper with brakes. Make sure that you have your hose loose so it's not under tension, so just wire it to the spring. ABS sensor, there is really no need to disconnect. All you need to do to take it off those two brackets. The rotor on the brakes, it sits tight, so I left it here, but if yours is loose, it's better to remove just to protect yourself and your feet. And another suggestion, just to save you some time, take this bracket off right away, and then when you have the axle on a bench, you can remove this bracket. Also, make sure that this bracket sits tight against the body. In my case, again, I don't know who did it. They did it improperly, so it was a little bit like it had an arch, so the bearing inside was not tight. So if it happened, just gently hammer it back. So actually it has a small arch towards the inside, and then when you pull it with two bolts, it holds your bearing tight inside. Another thing, when you put your axle in, make sure that this surface has some ATF on it. The seal itself has some grease in it, but make sure that everything that goes through the seal is well lubed with proper ATF, the same that you will put in a transmission. In this case, CVT Transmission Fluid. I think it's NS-2. So as you know, the transmission was almost empty, not much fluid was left, so whenever I was trying to move that axle, it was actually hot. So I decided to drain all the fluid and replace the gasket on the oil pan. So here's the part number for it if you need. Just the gasket that is between the transmission and transmission oil pan. That's in case you drain the fluid, and when you are in there, it's a good idea to wash two filters in the transmission. Thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully this video helps somebody, and do it yourself.